Probably can't hear me because I'm on the side, but I wanted to check anyway.
Oh my god.
Get some energy, woman. Okay, put that energy back. Put that one away.
I gotta release it. And then
you gotta release it.
And then I can.
Was that it?
That was such a good note. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I could audition with that.
I could have auditioned with that.
Alright, I'm awake now.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
How you doing? Looking into those dreamy eyes.
I don't even know. I can't see yours really because you're in front of a light. You're in the shadows.
Always.
I'm doing okay. We've been better.
I'm fine.
Okay, sorry. So welcome back. I'm sick again.
I was for one day.
For a day, yeah. Fuck you.
Yep.
She came home, called off work, slept through it, and then woke up the next day and was like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Yeah, I thought, let's go.
And now I have a clogged ear.
Ugh.
I'm blowing snot everywhere. I have.
What do you mean everywhere?
Everywhere.
Ew.
I'm coughing up stuff. It's great. I'm doing fine. It's not as bad as it was the last time. Like,
no, nothing is as bad as that.
Nothing really matters.
Literally, like the Black Plague is not as bad as what we had.
Yeah. Well, like, because, like, I can actually, like, breathe now. This one's not as, like, agitated of a cough. It's just, like, every now and then if I feel a rattle, I'm just like, all right, get it out. So I might need to cough here every now and then. Just go ahead and get that one out of the way. Yep. But yeah, episode 2, season 2. It's wonderful. Got any updates before we get into our discussion?
Oh, yep. Yeah, I finally had hibachi the other night. So that was
for the first time ever?
No. But I've been craving it for about 2 weeks. So I made people go with me to get hibachi.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of remembered, I'm like, oh wait, I do that a lot, you know? Like,
I do that a lot.
Like, I'll think about a food or something. Like the other time I thought about gelato for about 2 weeks and I made people go with me to get it.
Fair. Actually, what's going to help is if you get that pillow behind you. It's just going to help. We got the microphone. We got to sound good. Sorry, our couch right now is just disheveled because someone lives on it.
I don't know who.
Never heard of them. Okay, you can cuddle that if you want. There you go.
I just like to sleep on the couch. And I take the back cushions off.
Okay, it's fair because I've had to sleep out here once or twice, and it makes a lot more room. Once I did it because of, I think it was when I was sick. I just like took a nap, and then also when my friends Lucas and Grayson came.
Oh yes, right.
They were sleeping in my place and in my crib. They were sleeping.
God, stop it!
They were sleeping in my room. And
Yo, MTV.
Welcome to my crib. I was watching a YouTube channel yesterday, and this guy Curtis Connors that I follow, he made a reference to Cribs. And I was like, first of all, it's been a long time since I've heard anyone make a reference to Cribs. But also, two, who that follows him still remembers Cribs? Yeah. Like, I do, but like...
I don't see these little high schoolers knowing it.
Right. Like, it's not...
Or even college people now.
Yeah. A lot of college, probably half of college right now. Probably.
I started college 5 years ago, so...
God.
Woohoo!
Woof.
Where my hounds and release the wolf.
What? Where are my hounds and release the wolf?
That's the line in it, right?
Yep, that's it.
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
I went to college. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Anyways.
Yeah, I'm glad you got that hibachi. It's been a minute since I've had hibachi too. I got so used to like back in Murfreesboro for those that are listening and don't know.
Koji.
Yeah, there was basically like a fast food version of hibachi, and it sounds weird when you say it like that.
Oh, but so good.
Yeah, basically they like cut the fat of the hibachi experience, and it's just a drive-through.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I want this, and then they give it to you in like a to-go container, and it's good for like 2 meals. I miss it so much.
So good.
Yeah, and it was very convenient.
I know. Next time I come in town, I'm gonna have to get hibachi.
Yeah, for real.
From Koji. Koji hibachi.
Koji hibachi.
That's different.
I start rehearsals next week. I keep forgetting about that.
I would too.
Yeah, I keep
You
forgetting.
excited?
I am. So a person that's in the show actually was at the Magic Lounge the other night.
Oh, cool.
I didn't get to talk to them because like they got sat and then it was just so busy that I didn't get to acknowledge, but I wish I had. But It was weird because I was just like, oh yeah, that musical. Oh yeah, that starts next week.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I got to get on learning my lines.
Now, you and Bethany both, or you?
No, she ended up not being able to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That stinks.
No, that's fine. She either took another offer or she like there was some sort of mix up or something. But
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, it's fine.
Oh.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Where?
It's gonna be with the Edge Theater.
Is it gonna be in the city?
Yeah, it's gonna be in Chicago. It's gonna go up. It's like sporadically throughout the first 2 weeks of February. Like it's like
Is this a play or
musical.
Damn it.
Musical adaptation of Moby Dick. I know it's what you wanted. I know it's what everyone had on their minds.
When I think of Moby Dick after I read that awful book in 8th grade, the only way I thought, you know what would make it worse?
You know what would make you know what would pull me in to drown myself? A musical.
God, that whale trying to drown himself.
No, it's written by these two older gentlemen.
Of course they are.
Ed and I forget the other guy's name. Ed's been the one that's been really like involved. Yeah, he's been like reaching out through email a lot more than the other guy. But they were just like 5-6 years ago. They were just like, I want to write a musical, and they both decided on Moby Dick. And they were like, we wanted to write the next Les Mis, and I'm not sure that it is.
I just
but
picture them being in a room going, all right, ideas. Let's throw them out. Call the Wild, Jack London. Nope.
Done. Already.
Too snowy.
Too snowy.
And they're like, Moby Dick? Too wet, but...
Too wet. Not snow, however.
But
they said what?
Be done.
They said, what is an idea that would make us get the biggest budget and the most actors? Because Call of the Wild, it could just be a guy and a dog. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it can be. And then Harrison Ford decided that he wanted to make a movie of it. And then so they passed on it.
At least with Moby Dick, you got Ishmael and the Dick and
The Dick.
And that other guy.
Yep.
So,
Ahab, Cat Mayhab.
Yeah, there you go.
I play what's his name? I want to say Smaug. It's not Smaug. That's the Hobbit. That's the Hobbit. It's not Schmeagol. It's also the Hobbit.
Oh, man, one time okay, so I have a crown in my tooth,
Yeah.
And to have a crown in on your real tooth, you have to shave the real tooth a lot. Mm-hmm. And so in college, the night before another performance of Midsummer I was eating a granola bar, and it popped off.
Wonderful.
And I cried my eyes out.
Yeah, I bet.
And I was like, I look like that little creature character from Lord of the Rings. And they're like, Smeagol?
Smeagol?
I'm like, yeah.
I look like the little gremlin.
Yeah.
From Alright, I just realized I need my phone. Keep him entertained.
Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Boy George could never.
Boy George. I'm just double checking. Okay. Yeah. All right. But yeah, that's what I got going on right now.
That's great.
And we're going to see how it goes. The cast seems really cool. Everyone seems really nice.
Good.
We're all like, we understand that this is not the best thing in the world, but we're very hopeful.
You know what would be really cool, though?
What?
Oh, wait, no. I guess not.
What?
I was going to say, like, Bell Witch, like, musical. That would kind of be a little cool.
It could be. I think that it would be a challenge to do a horror type musical. Because, I mean, like, we have Carrie the musical.
But everyone hates it.
Well, it's not even like hates it. It's like a cult classic musical. So it's like a lot of high schoolers and young adults enjoy it for the music. I don't know if it has the best book, but like I wouldn't.
What do you mean book?
As in like the musical.
Like because I'm like the book is great.
No, yeah, the book. Yeah, no, the Stephen King book. Yes. So yeah, the musical book.
What you talking about over
like
there?
The plot and the lines aren't that great, but like the musical, the songs are pretty good. But
you know what is great? You, my friend.
Way to segue.
Are great. Yeah, so I started watching the show You.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's so good.
You're about like a year and a half late, but yeah, I'm proud of you.
But season 2 just came out, so I'm still knee deep in it, you know.
Fair.
And it's really good. And you know what, I guess I really would be one of the victims who fell to Ted Bundy because like he's just so cute.
You know, of all the things that you want your roommate to say, that's not one of them.
He is. It's so good, and I honestly don't know how to describe it. I hated Guinevere Beck. I hated her, and she got what she deserved. So,
damn.
I'll just leave it at that. And I think Peach.
Thanks.
I think Peach got what she deserved too.
I mean, I've been meaning to start it at this point. Yeah. Why should I?
I think there are a lot of people that get what they deserve. Damn. And none of them were Joe, because he deserves much better than that.
Hot takes.
Hot takes. Well, I decided to start watching it because when they said that season 2 dropped, the girl who played Nell in Haunting of Hill House is his love interest in the second season. And apparently there's something with her, interesting with her. And I love her as an actress. I think her name is Victoria.
Sure.
But yeah, she's so good too. It's all good. Shay Mitchell plays Peach. I'm like, of course you would. So
of course you would.
I love it.
That's good. I'm glad.
I'm currently on episode 3 of season 2 just because I've gotten busy. But that first season devoured it, man.
Devoured it.
I mean, yeah, it is creepy how he stalks, you know? Like, that's not what you want.
Right.
In a partner, but...
Yeah, no, not at all.
It happens.
Casually. I mean, it happens.
It happens.
People get stalked.
You know,
we are not making jokes at this... Not that we should have to say it, but we are not making jokes at the expense of, like... stalkers and victims of stalkers and
some of my
murderers.
favorite things is to do is feel like just look out the window and wonder what I could do if I had a bunch of free time.
Would you stalk people? Is that what?
No, I wouldn't stalk people, but I would definitely window watch people.
I know you would. You so would.
I would. I just want to know. That's it. Is that so bad?
You're a peeping Tamitha.
I'm a Tom Peeper.
You're a Tom Peeper.
That's not the way it is.
I'm a Tom Peeper.
Nope. The other way.
Look, I know you just woke up from a nap.
I did. So I'm going to apologize if I sound really disheveled, which I think I do. My bad.
My B.
My D, babe. Like that.
With your consent. With your consent.
What about you? What about your show that you've been checking out?
So, first of all, I've started rewatching Community because it's been so long since I've seen it and I never finished it. And I found a YouTube channel that does reactions to a lot of different shows and movies, and they started Community last year, and they're like watching it each season, and they record their reactions to each episode. And I watched all of their season 1, and I was like, I missed this show. I want to watch it again. And so I started up on season 2, and now I'm on season 4, and I'm like, oh God, there's so much I forgot about. And it's just, I think I didn't realize it at the time, but it was created by Dan Harmon, who is now the creator of Rick and Morty.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh, okay, because the channel that was reacting to it, they were like, you can definitely see a lot of like ideas that he's carried from Community over into Rick and Morty, and like some of the characteristics of some of the characters have like a Rick sense to them. And so it's been really cool to rewatch. I remember watching it, starting it back in high school. My best friend Lucas loved it and got me into it. And then there was a whole thing where they were promised 6 seasons and a movie. It was in their contract.
Community?
And then they got through 4 seasons, but by the 4th season, Dan Harmon had left, and so it was being written by a different team. And then it got canceled on NBC, but then Hulu picked it up.
Oh, okay.
And so and then Hulu finished out season 5 and 6, and Dan Harmon came back in season 5. So it's been a whole thing, and I forgot about it, but now I'm picking it back up, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to finish it finally. And then I also started the new show, Dracula, which I was excited about because I heard about it back like around Halloween. That they were going to do a Dracula show, and I didn't know when it was going to come out, and then it came out like the other day, a week ago maybe.
They do that a lot, where it's like you don't know when they're going to come out, and then boom, the next day it just slaps you in the face.
Yeah, like the 3rd season of Sabrina is coming out in like a week, and I'm just like, oh, sure.
So many shows I got to watch now.
Oh, it's so good. Dracula, I didn't know it was it's technically like a mini series because it's by the people of Sherlock, and so it's basically the same premise where it's one season is 3 episodes, but each episode's like an hour and a half long. Yeah. And I've watched the first episode, and the first episode was beautiful. It was not what I expected at all. And I was kind of, not concerned, but like I was just wondering how they would do with a period piece show, because it's set like in the 1800s in Transylvania. Yeah. And Sherlock was set in modern day. Right. But it was a retelling of Sherlock. But so far, it's been really good, and I was actually talking to someone about it at work today, and he was like, "Yeah, it's like a very beautiful love letter to the novel."
Oh, cool!
And I was like, "Yeah, that's totally fair." I've tried listening. I got the audiobook for the Dracula. I couldn't get through it. It's so thick. It's so dry for me. Really? Because of I don't know. It's just got a very slow pace that it's like too slow for me. Yeah. I'll go back at it at some point, but I've tried. I'm taking a break from it. But the show's really good. I can't wait to see episode 2 and 3. You were told that 3 is not that great. I was told that 3 is kind of a letdowner. Like not a good enough like season ender. Yeah, I think that, and I think if the first 2 are so good and the last one isn't good, it's just kind of like, really? Yeah. It's like you don't want to feel like they gave up, but at the end. But in a way, it's like they might have given up. Yeah. Maybe. Or maybe there's just like not enough material to go off of for season 1. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't viewed it myself, so I do not know. And then lastly, really quick, before we talk about our main thing, I did start a show that you were talking about, Pen 15. Oh, yeah. On Hulu. It is so cringy. So cringy. But, like, I haven't even decided if I want to continue it, because after even just watching episode 1, I was like, oh, this is so horrible, because it's just reliving what it was like to be in middle school. And then also it's adults playing children and interacting with other children. And you're just like, oh, that's weird. But also, like, they get it. Yeah. It's just... And you haven't even gotten to the masturbation episode. Yeah, I know. Now that I know what it is, I'm like, I don't even... like, I'm not ready. I was like... I'm not ready at all. Oh, when that episode came out, I was like, oh, they'll probably just, like... touch on it? Just cut it. Like, never show it. But, like, talk about it. I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. I was like, I feel like a pedophile right now.
Yes, they show it.
Oh no! Like how much of do they show it?
Like you know that she's doing it.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
And just the actress, the way she does it, and I'm just like, nope, nope.
I'm not. That's the thing is like I don't even know if I can.
Maybe I'll put that on just to piss you off one day.
Maybe just walk into it.
God.
But anyway, the main thing we wanted to talk about for a little bit is that Ren had me watch a movie.
Yeah, I did.
And it was not what I expected. I'll go ahead and say that.
In a good way? All right. You know
in
what?
both. In both a good way and not as a good way.
How?
Well, what movie was it?
Oh, I was like, you don't remember?
You don't remember?
No, What Lies Beneath, Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford.
So going into it, I believe I have seen some sort of like ranking video on YouTube, maybe like Watch Mojo or something of like top 10 something, and I feel like it was in it. And so I basically knew the premise, and I hated it because I said it to Ren at the start of the movie, and she acted like she was like, "No, that's totally off." Like the look and the way she was acting.
And it worked for a while.
And I was so mad because you don't find out what happens till the end, and then when it happened, I was like, I knew I was right, and I told you about it, and you were denying me.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I was so mad. But so you described it to me.
Okay. Basically, Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford are a couple of they've been married, I would say max 3 years. Mm-hmm. Michelle Pfeiffer sends her only daughter from her previous marriage off to college. And they come back home. They are living in Harrison Ford's father's estate that he left to him. They're both scientists, she was a musician, all of that stuff. And
he was a boy, she was a girl. God. Could it be Eddie or Ivy?
I hate it. But they have this creepy neighbor, or creepy couple neighbor, I guess. And the woman goes missing, and Michelle Pfeiffer starts investigating and everything. But turns out, by the way, her house is haunted.
By the way, small little thing.
Small detail. Her house is haunted. So she thinks, oh my gosh, he killed her. He killed the neighbor. And the neighbor's haunting my house, trying to get me to realize that and turn him in.
Solve the murder.
But turns out, it's not the neighbor.
Spoilers.
Yeah, the neighbor's alive, and it's somebody else.
Yeah.
Who is deeply going to shake up their marriage.
For real. When that twist came, I was actually impressed because
which one?
When you find out that it's not the wife, the neighbor.
Yeah.
And also when it first started, part of me, because you didn't see the wife, I was like, you
thought that she was fake.
Yeah, I thought Michelle Pfeiffer was like making her up, and it was like gonna be revealed that maybe it was her, or how she felt she was actually being in the relationship, or like the part of her that she doesn't remember was being manifested, and she was like reliving it and re-seeing it, or something like that. Anyway,
so now it's a nice little ride.
Yeah, it was a good little ride. I mean, we've already said spoiler. So when we find out that the ghost is a young girl that Harrison Ford was having an affair with,
mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's so interesting, because now he's sort of the bad guy.
Yeah.
But it was playing it up like, nothing more than usual.
She's kind of losing it.
Yeah, nothing more than usual of him being like, it did happen, but I'm sorry, it was a mistake, and then she killed herself. And I was like, oh, so this ghost is just like crazy, and it's just like haunting them, trying to get back at him.
Nope.
No, and then you find out that he did kill her.
Yep.
And she was trying to like get back at him, or like make the wife realize it and get out and like escape. I was like, oh, fuck, that's really cool. Now, to touch on what I didn't, I guess I would say the parts that I did not agree with, or that took me out of it, was the spiritual factor of it.
Really?
Yeah, for me, and it might be because
Because you jumped a few times, man.
No. Yeah, no. I mean, well, hold on. What I mean is that there were moments where I think it just went a little too far. Like, I think because when you told me at the beginning that it was almost like a modern day Hitchcock film, I was like going into it with that mentality, and then to see like her using a spell book and to conjure up the ghost, and then to use the Ouija board and stuff like that.
You didn't feel like that was Hitchcock.
Well, not really that. Just like for the story, I think for me the whole plot would have landed better if those elements weren't a part of it. I think if it was just like she had some sort of connection to the spirit and little things led her to figure it out, and then he finally snaps and tries to kill her. And, you know, like if the spirit wasn't as much of a presence in the film, I think it would have landed better with me. But I mean, overall, I appreciated it, like the movie.
Because I will say that Hitchcock did do Rebecca, which is about a dead woman trying to communicate to a living woman about the home that she's living in and everything.
Right. I mean, I get that. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, a little more subtlety would have been better. And to where, like,
I totally disagree.
I know, I understand. Well, I mean, like, I don't know. And it, like, part of me wishes that I would have ended the film wondering more about the girl.
Okay.
Because by the end of it, like, everything's revealed. And
this is definitely a film that ties up everything.
Yeah, and they even show her where she's in the lake.
Yeah.
And come up. Like, it shows that. And I just wish a part of me just, like, didn't know
everything.
Loose ends tied up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. I think it was, like, a little too, I guess, I don't know if I want to say spelled out.
What do you think about the scenes where she's getting into the truck to escape?
I think there were a lot of good moments, like the first moment where she gets in the car, realizes she has the wrong keys, and then she gets out to go in the truck. That shot of hanging on to the mirror, she opens the door, the mirror, it stays on the mirror to show the house, and then it closes, and she's running to the truck and the boat. I really liked that shot. And you see, like,
the door, like...
Yeah, flying.
Opening.
Flapping.
And then when she's driving away, you see the rocking chair was moving.
Yeah.
And you really love the scene. And I completely forgot about that moment. But when she's on the bridge driving
in the truck,
and the light shows at the perfect moment.
Yeah. The camera's looking through the windshield. And, you know, it's a bridge. And so all the lights are, like, slowly passing over the truck as she's driving. And in one instant, you see through the back of the window and nothing's there, and the light passes, and then by the time the next light comes through, he's there with the wrench, and I was like, that was really fucking good.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that moment.
I think what loses me in that scene is the fact that they decided to use CGI to manifest a sweeping camera to the bridge to see the exterior of the truck.
It really just shows, because like this movie came out, I think like 2000, 2001.
Right.
Like it really does show how much CGI has
that's
come.
the thing is that there's certain movies, I can't even for the life of me remember them right now, but I hate that I keep bringing up YouTube. I follow a channel called Corridor Crew where they talk about good and bad CGI effects, and they go through like many periods of time throughout the past few decades, and there's like a few movies from even like the late 90s and early 2000s where for a specific shot or a specific scene they will use CGI, but in the most subtle way to where it still holds up to modern day. And I think with that, there was just a lot of elements that they tried to put in to where you're like, now you're looking at it and it's like, oh, that car is like too shiny.
Yeah.
Or
for sure,
yeah, I don't know. It was just like I understand what they needed to do, and if they wanted that shot, that was the only way they could do it.
Yeah.
But when you see it, you're just like, ugh.
It's a Robert Zemeckis film, and so he's very experimental with technology in film.
Oh, for sure.
Even with, I mean, obviously Back to the Future, but even in Forrest Gump, all the all the moments where Forrest Gump is being all these people that are already dead.
See, that I appreciate a lot because, like, yes, you can tell that it's fake,
yeah.
but at the same time, there's so many other things covering it up
Yeah.
that you're like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. The bridge pass, I did. When I was rewatching that, I had never noticed that before, but I was like, whew.
Yeah, we both were like, oh.
CGI on that is a little dated.
But at the same time, like, I loved the shot. Like, I loved the idea of the shot.
Yeah. So. I really liked the shot of, it was like going over the top of the truck and then under the truck. Like, it went down the front and then under that.
Yeah. That was cool.
And then when you
see his shoe fly off.
Yeah. And you know, that's another clue that he's in there. Yeah. I love the moment where she, when she originally, she's frightened at home and she goes to her husband's work to get out of the house. And she's walking by and there are these students and they're like testing on the little rat and like giving him this drop. And they're like, it detains them, you know, for about 5 minutes. And they're like, she's fully conscious, but, you know, and they're just doing an experiment. And that comes up later when
he uses it on her.
He uses it on her.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Until you said it.
Yeah. It's things like that in the movie that are just so, it's in passing. Yeah. And unless you really are paying attention to it, you're not even going to connect that.
Yeah.
That's going to coincide later. But we both really like the shot. And I completely forgot about that one too, where she does finally succumb to it. And she's laying there and the camera is underneath her.
Oh yeah, it's an overhead shot and then it swings underneath and basically the floor changes from the hardwood floor to like a clear panel, like a glass panel to where you could just see underneath. And I thought that I don't know how that,
because you can still see her like her eyes
skin
and everything.
Like, I don't know how they did that, but that was a really good shot.
Yeah.
The one thing that pissed me off about the whole film that I was just like, why would you make that choice? It was just out of character for me to see, was when she's at that party for Harrison Ford and he's trying to talk to that guy and she's like roaming through the house and then she looks over and sees the neighbor couple that are there and this is right after she's like publicly accused him of murdering this woman the day before or a few days before.
Yeah.
And when she sees them, they make eye contact and the wife is kind of like, oh, hello. Hi. And then the husband sees her
like, hey.
and he goes, oh, hey. And then makes like a fake choking gesture to his wife.
Like,
I was like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, I was so mad because before he was just so cold. And like
so
just
distant,
a mean demeanor, and then all of a sudden he's cracking jokes about murdering someone. I was so pissed off. I was like,
so
"Fuck you! That is not okay." This woman thought you were a murderer and thought someone had died. Like it's not funny. Like it's embarrassing.
We're not laughing.
Yeah, we're not laughing about it. I was so mad. Oh, that happened.
I really loved just like really the comparisons to Rear Window and Psycho to this movie and the moments that they had and everything. And it's a lot of times when she was spying on the neighbor, it was very much in Rear Window where how in Rear Window you see Jimmy Stewart, you see what he sees, you see him again. And it's that cycle over and over again. And it was very much the same way with Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah. And that was really cool. And of course, like all the little hints that he's coming, you know, he's catching up with you. That's very Hitchcock. And to me, the end when you see the face in the snow as she's walking away, you barely see it, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's like Psycho when the car is being pulled up and you just barely see Norman, his face in the background.
I also like, even though Harrison Ford's character isn't exactly a Norman Bates, basically the twist of him being the killer the whole time is very Norman Bates-esque.
Right.
To where that was not even a thought at first that I would have. And then even when it was revealed that he knew and he was like confessing, but he was like, I didn't kill her. She killed herself. And then I like hid it.
Yeah.
Even then I was like, oh shit. Yeah, that's just tricky. And I understand, like, even when he attacked her, I was like, oh, he's just not wanting it to get out.
Yeah, he's just wanting to try to calm her down for a minute and everything. You keep like going with him.
Yeah, but then as soon as he's like, I don't know what he said,
I
but
thought
when
we
he was
could have
just
had a good time together.
yeah, and then when he was like, when I killed her, and I was like, oh shit, he did kill her. Like it was like all the signs, but I thought that was very Psycho-ish and Norman Bates-esque.
The scene in the bathtub when he is like, "What's this?" and like
he's just being so casual about it.
He's being so casual.
It was so good. I was like, okay, Harrison Ford.
And then just like she falls back and everything, and she's not hurt. Oh man,
Spectre. Yeah.
What was a moment where you really jumped during it?
I hate it because I think it was at the very beginning something happened, and it was just like a loud noise, and I just went, "Oh, okay." I was just so mad.
Yeah, you were like, "Oh, that's what this movie is." Got it.
Yeah. What was it?
Well, I think it was an alarm clock, or
it was either the alarm. Was it when she was in the bathtub?
No, yeah, it was when she was doing her hair.
Oh yes,
she was hair dryer.
She was trying to hair dryer, and it turned off. And she tried to reset it, and it just sparked. And I got so mad. I was just like, "Oh, okay, fuck you." Like, it's not even scary, but it made me jump.
To me, everything that always scared me, but like every moment, was when she walked in that one time, and the radio just came on full blast, and it's all the static and everything.
Okay, to that same degree, it just made me feel two things that made me feel eerie. Was one, towards the end when she got into the house, and then she it like follows her into the house, and then she's walking up the stairs, and the camera stays on a mirror, and you see the computer turn on. I was like, "Fuck you!" It's like, nope, don't like that.
Like, this ghost is not stopping.
Yeah, and then at the, like we said before, at the very end at the graveyard when it's dimming and you just faintly see her face, that actually sort of reminded me of, it's not the same, but for some reason it gave me the same feeling that at the end of The Woman in Black did.
Really?
When Daniel Radcliffe and his wife and son are walking into the light, and then it goes back to the Woman in Black, like looking at them, slightly smiling, and then she just slowly turns to camera and like frowns again. And just shuts off. Yeah, it just gave me that feeling of like
they're
it's not supposed to be that creepy, but she's but she's still there. Yeah.
Ugh.
Made me feel weird. But yeah.
Creepy stuff, man.
Yeah. Overall, I mean I enjoyed it. I would watch it again.
Nice.
I would even be like very cool with like showing it to someone.
Yeah.
If someone was like, I need a freaky movie to watch, I'd be like, oh, if you haven't seen this.
Yeah, it's not like a horror film, but it's definitely a good thriller, psychological thriller.
And I appreciate, one last thing I'll say about it is that I appreciate how it didn't feel like a long movie, and it wasn't that long, but I appreciate the longevity of her journey in the story. Like, so many things happen.
Yeah. I was always told in our screenwriting class that the best way to inform your audience is to do it without telling them. Yeah. Without verbally telling them.
No, yeah.
And always. You see her backstory, Michelle Pfeiffer's backstory, when she's looking through the photo album. It covers everything in those few little moments. You're like, okay, she's a musician, she's with this group, she has a daughter, and okay, then she's with Harrison Ford now, she's moved to Vermont, she doesn't play anymore. Okay, got it.
Yep.
So, she got in a car accident, a really bad car accident. That's probably why her memory's a little off. Like, got it. Okay. And then the story goes.
Yep.
And the rest they'll tell you.
Yeah. You'll see it. But yeah, I appreciated that it didn't feel rushed, but also it wasn't too long.
Yeah, no. It was evenly timed, like evenly time-based. I have the DVD of it, actually, and it comes with a really great bonus feature of Robert Zemeckis and his journey as a director and everything. Ooh. So you would probably like that.
I want to watch that.
Yeah, because they talk a lot about Back to the Future, a lot about Forrest Gump, a lot about this movie, and again, like his tech stuff that he does with it.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah.
I'd like to watch that at some point.
Whip.
All right. Well,
Fife me up. Am I right?
Yep. That was the two things we took away from it. Ford me hard and fife me up. That was like the first two things we saw said when we saw them come on screen. Because I was like, Michelle looks good.
Michelle always be looking good.
Michelle a snack. Like, for real. Yum. And then Harrison Ford's just like always going to be a daddy. It's fine.
Always a daddy.
So, yeah. To end the episode...
Ford me. What was it?
Ford me up.
Ford me up.
Oh, either way. Ford me up and then fife me hard.
Yep.
Either way. It's interchangeable.
Yep.
All right.
You use them both.
Till next time.
Till not time.
Ew. That's not
Not time.